JR, welcome to New York, and is this the way you thought your debut would be?
Appreciate it. I think it was better. You know, we played a great team, coming here to get a big win, and to really be able to contribute. You know, not so much on the offense, but on the defensive end. You know, guarding Dirk, guarding Jason Terry. It was huge for my confidence coming into here. After going through the last 4 months, you know, it's been a whirlwind. But coming home and being able to play in front of my family and friends and city of New York, it's been unbelievable.
Joe, what were your emotions essentially coming home and the reaction you got from the crowd initially? And secondly, were you a little surprised that Coach went with you down the stretch in your first game?
I mean, it's been great since I made my decision. Everybody's really supported me. Coach, he really shocked me. He told me I was barely going to play, or if I did get in the game, it would be probably limited minutes. It didn't be going there and being in a great situation, going down the stretch, having that confidence in me. My teammates was unbelievable today. They really helped me out big time. So with that confidence right there, I mean, that was all I needed.
JR, you mentioned earlier in the locker room about how influential Melo was in terms of you getting on this team. Can you just expand on that a little bit more?
Melo, he really sealed the deal for me. You know, Chris Paul and Melo are the godfather of my two daughters. So, I mean, either way, it really couldn't have been no wrong. But once I talked to Melo, and after, you know, playing with him in Denver and him telling me what type of atmosphere this really was, I mean, it sealed the deal 100%.
JR, a lot of fans didn't get a chance to see you in China. Just some of your top memories out there and just things you worked on with your game that you think can translate to this, obviously, Jordan season.
I mean, I think my best memories was as much as I hated the long bus rides. I mean, just the camaraderie with the teammates. You know, they don't speak the language at all, but they definitely tried. They made the effort, and I mean, just that whole experience right there. It was great. You know, the coaches were good. The defense was unbelievable. But everything from a basketball standpoint was great.
JR, what were your thoughts on Jeremy Lin? How much did you get to see him play while you were in China? And now that you came over here and get to play with him, you know, what's it like playing with him?
I didn't see a full game. I saw all the YouTube highlights and stuff like that. So just watching him play, it was crazy. And then I seen the Kobe interview, and who was this kid? Was he getting triple doubles and stuff like that? And then for him to go out there and have a game like that against the Lakers, so I mean, he really inspires a lot of people around here and a lot of people around the world. So I think he's definitely a person that people can look up to. And when you hear his story, I mean, it gives you hope for anything.
JR, take us through that 5-minute period. You come in the game, the crowd erupts. You get your first two shots there. I mean, what's going through your mind? I mean, this is a pretty electric place when everyone's all off their seats.
I mean, the first 5 minutes was really mind-blowing. The whole time during warm-ups, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, this is crazy. I'm at the Garden. I'm wearing a Knicks uniform. This is crazy. I never imagined this in a million years. And to be out there for that first 5 minutes, the first thing I was thinking was, don't airball your first shot. You never want to let that down in New York City. So once I made the first one, it really got me going. And then the second three-ball came, and, you know, Jared was telling me every time, you know, play your game, you know, don't do anything different. This is why we wanted you, and this is why you're here, and just keep playing your game, and when you're open, shoot the ball. And that's what I did, and it really helped me.
Jared, you know, how does Mike D'Antoni's offense fit with, you know, your game? And just being from Jersey and being a Knick, is that extra special also, as you were pointing out?
I mean, his offense and his coaching matches my game to the T. You know, fast-paced, run the lanes, you're open, shoot the ball. Now it's more into defensively now. You know, with the pieces he's put around his team with Tyson and Amari and Melo, those guys are really defense. Or Tyson anyway is really defensive oriented. So I mean that really helped me out to the standpoint to build confidence, to go up and play against, to have that confidence against Dirk and those guys, and see how positive everybody is around the building. It really helped me out. And I mean, being around New York, New Jersey there's nothing like basketball around this area, you know. And so many diehard fans who love their teams and love the sport. It's great.
JR, which other teams came after you the hardest, and did it come down to Clippers and Knicks, Chris and Carmelo basically? And how did you finally make the final call then?
It was definitely between the Clippers, Knicks, and the Lakers. I talked to Chris a lot. I talked to Melo twice, and I mean, I really looked at the situation at hand. You know, playing in LA with the Lob City crew and all of that. I mean, and then coming home and playing in front of my family and friends and playing with guys I know. It was really a no-brainer. You know, playing with the system that fits my game to the T. It was a perfect situation for me. I've been a fool not to take it.
Gia, if you can choose again, would you still want to go to CBA, go to China?
Yeah, I think I've evolved better as a person more than as a basketball player when I went over there. It was a very different culture shock for me, you know, coming from a guy from South Jersey to go all the way to Yiwu, China and play basketball, and, you know, just to appreciate everything that God has given me to be able to play basketball, to be able to support my family, to do all of these things, and to go over there and see how people live and see how people, you know, everyday life and the way the basketball is, even the basketball is different. So I definitely would have did it again in a heartbeat.
JR, since you decided to come here, there's been a lot written, positive, negative. Coming back home, is there any part of you that has something to prove? I mean, is this a clean slate? How do you kind of approach this opportunity?
It's definitely a clean slate. You know, I'm just really getting to know the coaches, getting to know the system, getting to know the people around the arena and the building. So it's a clean slate for me. I'm not the same 18-year-old kid that I was 8 years ago. So, I mean, I'm a grown man, 26 years old, and ready to make big decisions for my life and make the best decisions for my teammates.